our hair, so I boy, I'm buying or my never shame. Yes, I am component. Yes, we are celebrating life, we are celebrating our goal because we believe that our dad, our grandfather, our friend is in the bosom of God. So we have every cause to celebrate. I have a few people that I'm going to introduce. Most of them are from out of state. I'll quickly run through it, and then later on I'll continue with some of the other introductions. But you can also say Obi Chain, well using until Bomodia and Human. Now, they identify or when informal. Oh, but so now the passport, no social security. With the meaning, I'm making sure say what. Okay, so quickly we have to go through the list of our special invited guests. To be already important. We are going to go through some of this list very quickly because it does. Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Julie Yeboah. Yamo yensam kesiye emomu. Yamo yensam kesiye. Mr. and Mrs. Yao and Dora Obey, also Columbus. Yamo yensam kesiye emomu. Pacho yabo di anwa me yehu. Pacho bebre. Mr. and Mrs. Anakwa from Columbus also. Yamo yensam emomu. And I war Mr. and Mrs. can come from Toledo. Mr. and Mrs. can come from Toledo. Oh, but you want some case. Mrs. Felicia Bamfo Boahi from Virginia. You want some case. And you war Elder Christopher. Okay, Elder Christopher. All the way from Ghana. From Ghana, oh, I told you back to Mr. and Mrs. Ofori Boateng from Indiana. Madam Alice from Minnesota. Mother from New York. Mother from New York. Okay. Yamo yensam kesiye mother from New York. And you war Mr. Seth from New York. Yamo yensam New York for no ya papa mo ya ni. You for gift card to Walmart. And Madam Florence from New York. Mr. Ajenim, Minnesota. Yamo yensam kesiye. Mr. and Mrs. Kendan, so all the way from France. Oh, all the way from France. Mr. Castro K. Ofori, also from France. I guess you want to be doing. Mr. Kofi Amponsan from Columbus. Elder Emmanuel Alson, Columbus. Mr. and Mrs. Peter Wamba. Wonderful man. And Mr. and Mrs. Kwejo Eji from Columbus. Patron, honestly, I'm in some case, man. Less than the doors of party, but much over won't bear with me. The HBR, maybe we run it through very quick. Mr. and Mrs. Yao Sami Mensah from Cincinnati. Co-association. And I walk Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Enim Mensah. Enim Mensah, National Secretary for Co-association. That is Dr. and Mrs. Alexander, okay. And Dr. and Mrs. Yeboah from Cincinnati. Dr. and Mrs. Samuel Jomo, also from Cincinnati. Honorary Co-association President. Co-association President. Oh, you can say no. We post the next small post there. Mr. Enoch Ahenkra, President, Co-association Columbus. Mr. Samson Sasu Accra from also Co-association Vice President. Mr. and Mrs. George Osei. You show the love. Dr. and Mrs. Eric and Christian Obin. Let's show some love. Let's show some love. Let's show some love. Engineer, listen here. Mrs. Mercy Obin. Let's put our hands together. Mr. and Mrs. Amat Tenkroin Omeri. Oh, one was Amano. Omeri, you get the Mr. and Mrs. Benkredu, Columbus. Mr. and Mrs. Ken Davis, also Columbus. Mr. and Mrs. Kingsley Yabua Buachi from Indiana. Mr. Kweku Buachi. And Mr. Ajimai. Everybody I know me everywhere. You say your honor party and everybody is some mama. Auntie Maggie. Everyone is someone Auntie Maggie. Everyone is and Auntie Grace. All from Atlanta. And Mr. and Mrs. Frankie from Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, everyone is something. And last but not the least, there were Madam Margaret Asante and Nana Kwame, all the way from New York. Then when something say, oh, then when something say, from New York for my idea, maybe I'll be the best friend now. Say you'll be reading biography of mine while ready. I come back home. I tried Daniel Sefa. Daniel Sefa, he didn't know the other in some man. Daniel Sefa. Minister Koro Association for no more hapa. That's why I'm in committee. That's the name of watching the Papa. Biography, you're reading biography. Why ready? Your time and into time was upon you. Biography, on your ready, they are not, I don't know, say, your church secretary, central, a church secretary, are you ready for?